What's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning. Hope everyone is having a good Tuesday morning. It's pretty cold here in Texas, guys. It's pretty cold. Trying to warm up. I just had to take the trash out. I forgot to do it last night, and man, it's like 30 degrees here, which is pretty cold. Um, yeah, so the market's actually pretty slow this morning. I'm not seeing that much I really like. I mean, A and Y is moving. It's gapping up some, has some volume. I watch this as well as AMD. I watch AMD as well. ACB, another one I'm watching. It moved down significantly yesterday, but it's up some in pre-market. VOD is still up as well. I mean, this stock's at $21. Pretty extended looking on the intraday chart. I'll have to take a look at it on the daily chart for VOD. Not as it's as extended on the daily chart, but looks a little extended on the intraday chart. So we'll see if this one comes back down too. Getting a look at all the other cannabis stocks. Even though this stock's dead to me, I'm looking at AMRN as well. It's moving down significantly in pre-market, a lot of volume. So I'm watching that as well. Yeah, watching ASNS, SAVE. We'll see what else we can find here. PCG still climbing. Man, it is still climbing. I mean, it's just rebounding from this big drops it took earlier. You could see once those fires hit, this thing really took it. This one really crashed, and so it eventually came all the way down to 20 or to 17s, and so it's just kind of filling some of the gap. If you look at the daily chart, it probably shows it a little bit better. It's still down a ton, from its 50 highs that it started out with at the beginning of November. But it does definitely have some room on the upside, I feel like. So we'll see what happens with it. DPW, what's up, Seven? What's up, man? DPW is up. I wonder why. I mean, I know this is a blockchain crypto related stock. What's a Bitcoin at nowadays? What's Bitcoin at? I think Bitcoin is at, let's see. Bitcoin is at $3,690. 91 to be exact, just about 91. And I assume this drop was inevitable. I think I've talked about it before. I just don't feel like the current price, or at least the price of like 20,000, 10,000 for one coin, is practical. If the entire goal of using Bitcoin is to have an online currency, why chop up one coin into small decimals just because one coin's going to be worth thousands and thousands of dollars? It's not practical. If you want a legitimate currency, like a legitimate online currency, you have to be able to afford at least one coin. It's silly for me to break Bitcoin up into a bunch of pieces and to buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. I think that's ridiculous. I don't know anything about it. Don't get me wrong. This is just my kind of rant about it. But that's ridiculous, I know people are investing in it. They got some hype, People think it's the future. I get it, I don't know enough about it to really say whether it is or not. I know that I think when it was up to 20,000 for one coin, I thought that was ridiculous. You know, but who knows what it's going to do. Right, market. That's essentially what it's like, man. I know. I mean, I know it is seven. Um, it's one of those things I don't know enough about, and maybe I'm biased in my rant. I just don't think it's a practical price. If you're gonna give one coin a value in any type of currency, giving one coin a $20,000 value is crazy to me. Because why? Because nobody's ever going to be able to afford even one coin except for a select few people. And then if they want to buy it or invest in it, they're going to have to buy half of one, or a quarter of one, or less than that, an eighth of one, whatever they want to say. It would be like a security when the stock market was worth, it would move from anywhere between like 6 to 10,000. People would barely be able to invest in it because it's just too expensive. And I know the creators of Bitcoin had nothing to do with the price. I think hype just got behind it. But from an outsider, I'm definitely an outsider in the crypto world. I'm not well versed in crypto, but from an outsider looking into the crypto world, it doesn't look practical to me. You know, and I don't know if I'm just used to currencies being, you know, in some type of range here, and that's just way out of the range I would consider a currency. I don't know. It's just an outsider looking in. I don't know enough about it to really say this is all just biased opinion. You know what I mean? Exactly. And that's a good point as well. Market Frog says it'll never be usable as a currency until its volatility subsides. 100%. Because how are you need stability with any type of currency, at least some stability, you know. If that thing's going from, going up and down hundreds of percent within a year's time frame, you know, how are businesses going to be able to use that? Because they're constantly going to be taking either big gains or big losses. And so, I don't know. Honestly, I probably agree with you, Netron. I just think the volatility needs to come down. Um, I think it needs to. I think it needs to have a practical price per coin instead of this ridiculous 10, 20,000 stuff. I think that's. I think anybody outside looking in, if they're looking at it in an objective way, they're gonna say $10 or $20,000 for one coin is way too much. That's people can't even buy one coin. They have to break it up into decimals and fractions. I think that's silly. This is just me ranting. So we'll talk about stocks now. But looking at Seadrill, there's a few other crypto stocks moving. I think TEUM is one if I remember correctly. It might not be a crypto stock though. I know DPW is. It's a blockchain related stock. MARA as well. Mitch, you raising your hand, brother? You need to just start Skyping me if I forget about it. There we go. All right, Mitch, I just unmuted you, brother.
Yo, yo.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up, man?
What's the deal?
All right, guys, we got Mitch here. Um, yeah, just ranting about Bitcoin's
All right, all
unreasonable
right.
market price.
What's going on?
What's up, dude? There he is. Yo, yo, yo.
All right.
All right, so yeah, AMD looks okay. ANY looks okay. Aside from that, I really don't like much. So those two stocks I'm kind of looking at. ANY starting to push up. Maybe watch VOD to see if it gives some of these gains back. It's up a lot in the last few days. Um, AMRN, a stock that's dead to me, is moving down some in pre-market with decent volume. Another few we can't trade. ASNS, I think. Also going to look at SPWR. It's tradable. It's up a lot yesterday as well. So we got a few I'm looking at, but nothing that I like that much, except for maybe ANY and AMD. But we'll see what happens.
So what's going on, guys? How we doing? How we doing? Seven, Mikey in the house. Two-way trader, Anthony.
Market
You
Frog.
got that D Evans. Where's that old school dog?
I don't know, man. He disappeared, bro. I mean,
That boy dog be working way too much, man. Trying to keep his
yeah. I mean, here's the thing.
children fed.
One thing I've noticed about the stream, like we have some OGs that have stuck around for like a long time. We got Netron, Tiny, Seven for sure. Um, D Evans been here a long time. He just recently came back. You know, and so we get some people that have been here for a long, long time. Um, but I think for most people think about it though, guys. Like most people don't continue trading. Most people quit trading and then move on to other stuff. You know,
Um,
like most people trade, lose the money they have, and then just kind of move on. And I think that's what happens with a lot of people.
yep, definitely does.
See FGN popping up on my scanners here. I'm not a quitter. Yeah, man. I mean,
Definitely not a
right.
clue.
Exactly right. Corey says, but that's why most people fail. 90% fail. That yeah, that's right. You know, they don't stick with it. It's you know, I think people have an unrealistic expectation of what day trading really takes to be successful. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's just not. You know, you're not gonna. Most people, a large majority of people, are not gonna jump in and just be immediately profitable, even though people will claim they have, and some people might even. But those are the outliers. For a majority of people, it takes a year or two at least. You know, it's not something that you can start making plans around spending the money on when you first get started. It's just not, and you gotta understand that. And so I think whenever people jump in and they lose money as opposed to winning money, it's kind of disheartening, and they end up just giving up and quitting,
Yeah,
which
and
I can
you
understand.
gotta, I mean, you got to know what you're in it for. If you're in it to in this game to make massive quick gains, then you better hope you make it on your first trade, and you better get out of this market
Right. Then you'll be profitable.
because yeah, because it will take it from you.
For sure.
And one of the key things is that you start learning that I can't have one win, but the only way I'm actually going to be good is be a consistent trader. And consistent traders are, you know, to tell you the truth, there's only a few of us out there, and there's a lot of us that are going to be, on the losing side. So what you got to do is start realizing that, am I really going to be willing to take what it's going to take to really get me there? Am I willing to put up the responsibility to get my system correct so that I can really get to where I need to get to in life?
Right. I mean, it's trading is one of the most difficult things you'll ever do. I think Mitch said that the other day, and it's tough, man. It's a process that you have to build. It's not something that a lot of people portray it as, yeah, I'm just gonna jump in the market and just throw a bunch of shares at this stock and then just walk out every single day with thousands of dollars, and it's just not like that. No matter what people want to say. Um, you got a small payout from TradeNet, nice man. Hey, that's good to hear. Um, Netron says, "Can it be addictive?" Of course it can, man. I mean, I think that's what draws people to trading a lot of the time in the first place. Is like the gambling mentality.
Yeah,
Um,
we talk about it in psychology class. In psychology class, we talk about it as random outputs. It's just like gambling. Why do people like gambling? It's because it's a random output that they do not know. They're
right,
not certain of the outcome. And for us humans, there's something within us that's kind of innate, meaning that we're born within, is that we always want to be right about something. Regardless of, everyone will say, no, I don't always got to be right. At the end of the day, it's actually within us to have that feeling
of course.
and want to be correct.
We
And
always
so
want to be
with
right.
trading actually plays towards that. We always want to be right in our trades, and this can actually become very detrimental towards your trading because you start taking trades just to be right.
Right. Yeah, we talked about it the other day. How you'll see a trader. If you have that pride in yourself and you're like, no, I'm a good trader. I'm a good trader. You might not be able to accept a losing trade. And so what do? You take another trade, and that's a loss. And you keep telling yourself, no, no, I can't lose today. I'm a good trader. And so you take another trade, and then there's another loss. Until it just gets bigger and bigger, and your account's gone. Another thing that's hard to deal with is like, you know, I know myself. I love trading. I get excited to trade every day. I like doing the stream too. I get excited to do all of it every day. But it's really hard whenever it's really hard if you get really excited to trade. You look forward to it and you get excited for it, and then when the market opens, everything's just dull. You know, it's really hard to just say it's better to not take a trade today, and it's something that I've had to learn to do over time. Yeah, there's no PDT rule on TradeNet, Cody. Yeah, for scalps, I mean, scalping is okay, but I think commissions are going to get you regardless if you're scalping. It just depends on your sizing. I think Tef's commissions are probably cheaper than most. If you think about most other brokers, Tef's commissions are typically a little bit cheaper than most other brokers. But I still think commissions are going to rack up when you scalp anything. But yeah, looking at AMD, I mean, it's moving some. It had three beautiful fades yesterday. Just three picture perfect fades, like exactly off of the VWAP. Was able to take advantage of the first one here yesterday. But then it had the follow through two right here. Very obvious. A and Y got up to 870, pulled back to 6, back up to 674. Big range, moving a lot thus far for
Yeah,
AMY.
I was actually watching AMY this morning, and I was kind of like killing myself because I was hitting the buy button at $6 and realizing I can't do it. I can't buy a pre-market. I want it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was an easy call this morning. I used to actually trade a lot of times pre-market. Um, I only do it when the market's hot or when I see a hot stock. I'll check it out at 8 in the morning. I've always seen that at 8 in the morning, stocks have a tendency of getting some more volume, as that's when brokers usually start giving access to the market. And so I saw that stock approach 610 there. It had like a little flag there. And all I needed it to do was come back down to six. I saw it go down to like 590s. And the ask was like at 602. And I was like, man, I would just scoop that right there. And then little did I know, 2 or 3 minutes later, boom, just started going up,
Right.
and now it's almost near seven. It got up there to 694s. Would have bought it there at 602. Nice dollar made in pre-market.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, I'm still pretty surprised how slow it's been so far, man. Like
Yeah, I'm
it's been
waiting. I'm
pretty
waiting.
slow.
Hey, all we need to do is have a hot week.
Right. I don't
There's,
know if
there's weeks where you can literally throw the kitchen sink at a stock and it's gonna move.
right. Well, it's like I don't know if last year has me a little spoiled because like if you remember this time last year, it was when the crypto stocks were really going crazy, like MARA, DPW, like all the other crypto stocks were kind of just shooting up in the market. And the volume was really nice. There was a lot of volume in the market, and it was just a really good
I
market.
mean, give it some time. We still haven't hit December yet. You
Yeah.
know, really, those stocks started moving in the first couple of weeks of December, and it really moved the second week of December. I remember the second week of December was a pretty hot week. Between the second week and the third week of December, just between those 2 weeks alone, I was only using 500 shares, and I was able to make more than $4,000.
Right.
So I'm really just kind of eagerly waiting.
Waiting to see
I'm
something.
Yeah, and once it starts, I'm gonna start throwing the kitchen sink, guys. The kitchen sink is on its way. Just gotta wait.
Thoughts on DPW now? Low volume penny stock. Not interested in trading it. At least for me. I mean, I don't know what it's gonna do.
DPW sounds like something you'd find on some Pornhub or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's DPW. It's a
It's
crypto. I think
not.
it's a blockchain related stock, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so,
Until that gets back above $1, guys, I wouldn't even pay attention to that. You know, at
yeah,
least in my case, I wouldn't pay attention to it.
yeah. But like, this is what I'm talking about. Like last year, this stock was really going crazy. If I can go back a little bit longer, if I look at this 3-year chart, like last year, right, like right at November 27th, exactly today is when DPW started to spike. And this is when Bitcoin went up to 20, a lot of movement there. And as Bitcoin kind of settled down some, So has DPW, and so now it's in the 20 cent range, 23 cent range, and so I don't know, man. It's just not my style. I don't really like trading stocks under $1.
What was the stock that went absolutely crazy? What was it? The the drink stock.
NBEV,
I think it was Long Island iced tea or something like that.
Sky
Yeah,
People Fruit Juice, Sky People Fruit Juice, SPU,
SPU is I think a
two
part of
years
them.
ago, right? That was 2 years ago, though. I remember when SPU. Tim Sykes used to always talk about SPU way back in the day. I don't know if it's still there anymore, though.
No, he doesn't need to go out. He already went out. Matthew talking about Marley. He doesn't need to go out. He just wants me not to trade.
Yeah,
He's like, come
GS.
on, man. Let's
Spend
hang
time
out
with me,
today.
man. Snapple.
He's gonna go lay down and take a nap. Good boy. Take
Yeah,
a nap.
Mihail. Mihail said LFIN. I remember that one.
I, I'm ready to trade some any today.
The range is just so big, man.
Hey, you gotta put your big boy pants on.
Yeah, man. I think I've always been a little nervous to trade bigger range stocks. I just have to take it with smaller sizing.
You know, one of the real keys is not being you can't have any fear in trading. You know, just because it has a big range, it just means you just have to get some under your skin.
Right,
You know? And that's really what it is, John. It's like you said, you haven't traded them much.
right.
And
Gotta
so
get
by
conditioned.
watching them, all you do is you create even more fear.
Right,
So what you got to do is just get over that fear. Take 20 shares of something like this. You know, sometimes it's better to learn that you can trade it or that you have to figure out how you can possibly get better at trading it so that you can really just start taking these trades because these are the ones that make us money.
right. These are the big
The
range
stocks that,
movers.
exactly. You know, those stocks that move 20, 30 cents, you know, those are going to get us our base hits. But when a stock moves $1, $2, and the stock is only $4 or $5, or in this case, $6, you know, we're going to definitely be seeing those moves and we can make moves in our accounts.
Right, for sure. Man, Marley's going crazy with that squeaky toy.
I think he's doing it on purpose. He's just
Honestly,
being.
it makes me miss having dogs too. Like I raised dogs all my life. You know, I got married to my wife, and my wife is just allergic to everything, literally everything. Like we bought two. She wanted two Christmas trees, and so we bought two trees, and then she was allergic to one, and so it's literally sitting outside our house right now. You know, unnecessary purchase. You know, but I wish we could have a dog, man. She's just allergic to everything. We've tried.
You guys, that wasn't my dog. That was just Eddie squeezing. Eddie's squeezing.
Yeah. James says I can't listen to the scratching in the back. I'm out. My ears.
Can't handle it. Too much.
Yeah. Marley's being diabolical over there.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll shut up soon. He's just kind of realizing that, yep, I ain't gonna pay attention to him. So he's just trying to bring all the toys around
I think Mitch muted himself. Marley's like, I'm not having it. This is my house. I want to get a bobcat, and my wife told me no. I mean, I wanted a. Here's the thing. I understand. My wife was like, came to me the other day, and my wife wanted to get a. What was it? One of those little monkeys as pets. And I looked it up, and you have to change that thing's diapers for like 30 years. And I was like, look, man, we already got two kids. I'm not changing that thing's diaper for 2 years. I'm not getting one of those. Plus, it's just messed up. Like, it's cute and everything, but I'm not. You know, that thing needs to live in like a big environment. You know, it's cute, everything like that, but I'm not getting one of those. All right, but yeah, gonna watch ANY, AMD. Like I said, AMD has been fading and bouncing really nicely. If it doesn't fade, you can see it faded yesterday, but the previous day it bounced really nicely as well. And so I've kind of seen it do both. Um, Seems to be pretty reliable. The day before that it faded. So the last 3 or 4 days of AMD have just been nothing but bounces and fades. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I think every kid grows up and they want to have like a pet monkey, you know. But it's one of those things where it's like it's just not a practical pet. Like if you got kids, you need to focus on your kids, not worrying about getting a pet monkey. You know, if you don't have kids and you want something like a companion, maybe then if you have enough space and the ability to take care of it. But if not, I'm not getting one. Yeah, I see that, Cody. I was watching it, man. It's gapping down some. Volume's really high. It's at 18 now. I was actually watching that. We'll see what happens to it. You know.
All right, guys. One of my watches today is going to be if Yelko can get above 6. Yelko above 6 starts getting more in a bullish sense and could get volume and just start ripping. Remember, guys, this has a really good resistance there at 755 area, 755 area. That's where I would be looking for it to rip up to and maybe get above and just really start shredding. If you really look at Yelko on the daily, guys, this is what we mean by daily charts looking bullish. Any's daily chart looks amazing. Yelko's daily chart looks amazing. Another one that I'm also keeping watch on to see what's going to happen to it is PTI. But PTI is actually looking more on the bearish side today. If I could see that crack down to $5 or to 517, I could also watch that for a short.
Yeah, for sure. I see the YECO. I see what you mean with looking bullish. I mean, it has that big support under 5. Yeah, I had to turn it down a little bit if Marley was still squeaking that thing, man. But if she's done, I can turn it back up. There we go. All right. What's up, Track Racer? What's up, man? Yeah, I hope you're doing well as well, man. Yeah, I mean, I've actually raised snakes all my life.
This guy, Jason.
Yeah. I was just going to ignore that one. But no, I've raised snakes all my life. Like, I've had corn snakes, mostly corn snakes.
Hey, looks like we got a nice little flag on
Man, Marley is going to town today, man. Marley's not having it. Alright. Save is tanking at the bell. Yeah, I mean, main watch is AMD, ANY. They're moving the most, have the most volume in pre-market, have the most levels that I can follow in pre-market. And so these are probably the ones I'm watching the most. I'm going to keep an eye on everything else, though. What's up, Henry? Yeah, man, it's cold here in Texas as well, dude. Pretty cold, man. What's the watch list, Fetty? Here, I can post it for you, brother. All right, let me turn you back up.
Like I said, there's a nice pennant flag breaking out there on any. I was watching this one, hoping it was going to wait for the open, but you know, Corsa wants to make a little move here. Really wish I could have get this pre-market down at 6. Would have been looking to add somewhere in that 70 range, looking for a $7 breakout.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, some people saying save, so Spirit Airlines is going to tank. I think you might be right. I think it probably will fill some of this gap. Come down to maybe that $54 level. How do I join your classes? So if you go to our website, you You got rid of your ACB shares. Yeah, I mean, cannabis just tanked yesterday. I get it, you know. There's the link, Henry. Here, look, if you're interested in it. Yeah, I mean, cannabis stocks just got hit yesterday, man. They just got hit, you know, like NBEV, CRON, ACB, TLRY. They all just got hit, you know. And so maybe they'll rebound some today. Oh, look at AEMD. I didn't even see that one. I didn't even notice that one. It's not tradable. But AMD doesn't look bad. I mean, it's gapping up. I didn't even notice this one. Really low volume prior to today, and so that's why it's not tradable. But it's gapping up, has some solid resistance and support at 150s. Looks like a very obvious level to follow there. Maybe some more at 212s. And so gonna watch these levels here for it. I bet Henry, is there a Cyber Week promotion? I don't know, man. I mean, I'll have to talk to Mitch about it. I didn't really think about it, honestly. I've been so busy doing other stuff with the family that I didn't think about having a sale for Cyber Monday or whatever it was. I'm kind of one of those people that just doesn't do anything on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Like, I don't buy anything. I don't go out and look for stuff. Like, I just kind of stay home just because it's chaos out there. All right, guys, but we got about 5 minutes until the open. Let's see what happens here. Down 12 points on PYX. So let's look up some news really quick. That's something we should probably do that I forgot to do this morning. First, what I'm going to look up is AEMD. I think AEMD and ASYS are probably the most obvious gap ups from today. AEMD probably has the best volume overall. And so even though I can't trade it, I can still look to see what's going on with AEMD. See if we can figure out what the deal is for that one. Okay, so the company's hemopurifier device got a breakthrough device designation by the FDA as an add-on treatment for cancer, and so that's why AEMD is up. Apparently, the device helps to reduce the presence of exosomes, which are tiny sacs released from tumor cells. It's developed to treat life-threatening viruses as well, and so that's the press release we have for AEMD. Legitimate press release. Received a designation from the FDA, so we'll see where that one goes. I'm going to look at SAVE here. Spirit Airlines. See what's going on with this one. Fourth quarter projections and revenue looks like it's up. It outperformed its industry. Gained 13.6% against the industry's 15.5% decline for SAVE. Total revenue per available seat miles increased 11% year over year. Favorable pricing for seats and bags led to an upbeat fourth quarter projection. So SAVE had positive projection and revenue. especially relative to the other stocks in its sector. Um, APHA is popping up on my scanners here. APHA. Getting a little bit of a spike, but coming back down.
All right, all right.
PCG is just rebounding some, I think. What else have we got? AMRN tanking here. Like I said, this stock's dead to me, but I could still look up the news, I guess.
Dead to you.
It's dead to me, man. I hate this stock.
Don't worry, it's dead to me. I don't even want to look at my chart on AMRN.
Dips on $200 million stock offering to fund heart drug. So they put out a public offering to get some funding, and that's why AMRN is down. ASNS, another one I can look up really quick. Gapping up from 116 to 141 here. A merger agreement with X4 Pharmaceuticals is why ASNS is up. It will merge.
Stocks look real weak.
Yeah, man, they've been getting hit. You can see Cron getting hit, CGC getting hit, ACB getting hit. So they've been getting hit for sure.
It's gonna be exciting here.
All right, guys, we got about 20 seconds. AMD, I doubt there's any news for AMD. I can check really quick, but I doubt it. It's just moving.
Yep, 15 seconds. Let's do this, guys.
IHS market score report said some positive things about, or something about AMD. I don't know if they're positive.
Big down move on NIO.
All right, there's the bell. Yeah, big drop. All right, so we got AMD pushing some. We have A and Y here. Let me put the intraday scanners up.
There goes any through the sevens.
Yeah, AMD pushing up too.
UAVS. They go two-way traders.
Somebody mentioned that one. PCG's up too. Yeah, UAVS, I missed that one too.
I don't think it's tradable.
It used to be.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Expected it.
Yeah, it used to be tradable. All right, on the scanners,
There's
ASNS.
Quick flip around on any, right back to the support there, guys.
RGSE.
74s. Boom. Do the support, guys.
Break it down here. SPWR. I gotta go to the restroom, man. I'll be back. I should have gone before the bell. Hold it down, Mitch.
All right, let's do this, guys. Let's focus in. Let's find the right stock. Looking around, seeing Yelko make a down move. NIO, a little bounce. Cron, a little bounce. Any's kind of getting interesting, but I think this is going to swing around here. It's getting scooped up here in the 70s. All right, let's look around. Let's see what we find. What's moving. Seeing any hold there in the 70s. It's getting interesting. NIO getting up there to the VWAP.
Looking at SPWR here, see if it continues tanking some. Yeah, NIO getting a quick spike. AMD spiking up as well here.
Also looking at GSM. GSM needs to come up to the VWAP, which is 250s. Can risk off of 260s. That one just might keep tanking though.
Yeah, I see that one too. I mean, it's not the end of the world if it keeps tanking. Yeah, see, like I said earlier, I think the cannabis stocks, they're down so much already. It's kind of one of those plays that works a lot of the time. It's like you see a stock have a really big red day. A lot of times the next day they're at least going to bounce for a little bit at the open. And that's what you see with the cannabis stocks.
There goes any through this. I told you guys holding those 70s and it ripped up. Hold that support, guys. That is what we call the bag buyers. The bag buyers bought this up, guys. They bought it up at the 70s, 8,000, 5,000 shares at 78 and 77. Where's that at, guys? It's right at the bottom, guys. That's people buying up the bag, bringing it up here, guys.
Yeah, look at A&Y go. I don't dislike GSM here really, but I just feel like it gapped down so much that the momentum's probably on the upside, honestly. So I just don't trust GSM at this point. CGC looks like a VWAP bounce here.
Tried to get in NIO there at the VWAP there. Wasn't able to get a fill.
Save is actually running up, man. That's surprising. Nice little VWAP bounce for CGC. Already bounced
Might
nicely.
get the VWAP bounce on the long side, guys, for any.
Yeah, I'm looking at a few of these.
See that happened right there.
Cron or CGC bounced nicely off the VWAP. Cron running up some too. I don't know if it bounced though, but it looked good.
And he's already up there.
I don't hear the dog anymore, Crunk. But hey, man,
Yeah,
have a good day, bud.
Well, I mean, if he can't take the dog now. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just an animal hater. You know what they say about animal haters, right?
What is my noise? My computer makes that noise. UAVS at VWAP. Somebody saying. Yeah, UAVS doesn't look bad. I mean, if it pulls back there. We're just getting some momentum here. Look at that VWAP bounce on CGC. Nice little bounce there. Yeah, he must not be watching live is what I'm thinking.
All right, guys, I'm short here on NIO. Using that resistance up there at 742. 5-cent risk here. Very quick trade here. Looking for this to get right back down to the 30s.
Quick sell for my SPWR options contract.
I need to set up the share.
See if I can get out of here in time. Why does my Robinhood do this? It never keeps me logged in, man. Every time I'm trying to sell something, it makes me re-log back in. By the time I re-log back in, the price has changed. Yeah, of course, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Alright, it's still fun. I'm up in it. Let me see if I can sell out of this thing quickly.
Don't want this past 42s here, guys.
Alright, there we go. Out of SPWR, made some money for that option. Yeah, man, I bought that put option yesterday. It's faring me pretty well. You can see my Robinhood account here. I've been slowly building it up with that strategy. Whoa. Okay, yeah, I was about to panic here. What just changed? Okay. 248. So yeah, I'm up a small amount today on that option contract. I'll take it. What else we got? Look at Kron here, pulling back to the VWAP. Definitely, I'm not seeing too many good shorts. More of a long day, I'd say. DELT popping up on my scanners.
All right, guys, I hit that ad there at 37s. I have 700 shares there at 736 here, guys.
Oh, here, let me share your
Risking
screen.
off 42 here. All right, it's looking good now.
Nice, Missouri. Congrats, brother. You're nailing those momentum plays, bro. Good work.
Yeah, I just stopped paying attention to any. Oh, it did that VWAP bounce beautifully.
I know,
Called
man.
that one out at least. Just stop paying attention to it. I really need to get back to my longs. That was not a bad one. I could see it coming back down to 7, and you had a 50-cent potential profit there.
CGC's right there, too. I'm kind of looking at Kron, but
All right, guys, gonna look to take some right here, guys.
yeah, I think that's a smart place to take some just because it's that low. Do you have another screen?
Yeah,
Oh,
always.
because I hear you clicking around. I forgot you have 4.
Yeah, always, brother.
I know mine's not frozen, Danny.
All right, guys, took a little bit off there. A little bit off there just to pay myself, guys. 400 shares there. Paid myself already $21. Now I'm gonna let this trade work here. See if it just cracks down.
Good trade. Yeah, mine's working, Danny.
There you go.
Beautiful
Crack
trade,
down.
man.
All right, guys. Let's see where should our next profit target be, guys? It should be down to this support here. We could take off of this 25 here, or we can look for this next touch here at 22s. I'm gonna look for this 22s here.
Yeah, I think that's good. At this point, you're super comfortable in it, you know?
Yep. Just letting the trade work here, guys.
Definitely looks weak. I'll say that.
Oh. Good thing is Kron's went up and right back down also.
I'm looking at GSM,
Helps
man.
out also.
GSM looks okay here. The only problem I don't like is that it's a big down gap, and so I feel like it might have that momentum on the upside. We'll see if I miss it. Yeah, appreciate the sub, Crunk, Tariq, and Mark. Appreciate it, guys. Look at Kron just getting hit too. Cannabis stock's fading back down, trying to break that low. Nice trade though this far on NIO.
All right, big bid here, guys. I'm gonna watch out for that big bid. See if it gets filled there. There you go.
Let's see if that ask gets down there now.
All right.
I like it. Now
Taking
it has that.
200 off. 200 off, guys. Now I'm gonna let this last little 100 just work, guys. Already realized $43 on this trade. Can add shares back if it gets up to VWAP, or it can just let it crash down to sevens. The reason I took the shares, guys, is that big bid right there. If it gets filled and it's a buy, it's gonna come immediately back up to VWAP there, guys. And so I want to go ahead and take off pretty much essentially all risk on this trade. No matter what, I'm gonna be green on this trade. Take it. That's money. Money in the bank. Let's do this.
Good work, man. Yeah, I'm just not seeing that many fades. I mean, like I said, kind of saw one with GSM. Maybe a rejection for like CGC is what I'm looking at. I don't mind that rejection. But aside from that, I'm not seeing too many fades.
One of the key things is now my position is above VWAP. So having it above VWAP just lets me just completely take the feeling out of this trade. Now I'm careless on this trade. Can just let it go.
Yeah, for sure. That's the best position to be in. Missouri's having problems with Thinkorswim as well. Mine seems to be working okay. If I'm observing the level 2 relative to what the chart's doing, mine seems to be working okay. Here's a question though for you, Mitch. What if it gets back up to the VWAP?
What is it? What am I going to do there?
Yeah.
All right. So the real key, guys, is that I can add about what I would do is I would improve share size here. One of the key things is this stock does have the momentum to keep going down here, as we have been seeing size add, and the daily chart has it breaking down there. So as long as it stays at this 34 level, I can add. I can add at 34. I can add all the way up to 35. I don't want to add up at my entry, which is 36. So that way, if I do add, I'm going to improve my average price. I'm going to get down to probably about 735 and risk 1 cent on the trade.
You like that, huh, Mikey? That old school, huh?
Oh, the apple bottom.
Boots with the fur, brother. I like the early 2000s, man. I was like back in my high school days, you know.
I got money in the bank. All right, guys, it's getting right to the point where it's probably going to bounce right here, guys. It's been a lot of accumulation here at 26 and 27. Not really liking the amount of volume that's down there, because usually if it's going to be on the downside, on the short side, it's 7,000, 8,000 shares go through at 26. Usually breaks it down, guys.
Yeah, it still definitely looks bearish, honestly. I mean,
SPCB. Looks like any might crash right here a little bit. I think it's going to come and try to hold that VWAP.
Yeah, those two bounces are pretty close to each other.
Yeah.
Which typically means a little bit of selling pressure.
Oof.
Look at that rejection. Man, that VWAP rejection on CGC, man. I called that one out. Went right up to that 3180 previous resistance and then just faded back down. Rejected back down, I should say. But looked good.
PTI with a nice VWAP rejection also.
I'm kind of looking at PCG here. If PCG gets up to 25.48, I could see it coming back down. Not a bad fade looking there. AMRN. And it's just kind of choppy thus far. Not really any bearish or bullish trend, just kind of choppy, kind of crossing back and forth over the VWAP.
Yeah, it's been too long down here, guys. If I do get up back to that VWAP, normally I add if it's kind of a quicker trade. It's starting to slow down. And so in this case, I'm not going to let it get past my 36 here.
Hmm.
There's some ads right there 29, 11,000 shares going through. Oof. And he took a tank.
Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, I'm kind of looking at PCG here and AMR. PCG looks good. I mean, reward level would be that $25 level here. Risk level could be 25.60, and so we'd have to see it get up a little bit higher, maybe that 25.50 level before I'd consider it.
Okay, this is where you would have to do the ad. If it bounced up here to 30s, in the 30s, you can add. You want the bid to get into 30 though. You want the bid at least at 30, and then you could add that shares right back and short down to 23.
All right, Mikey, have a good day, brother. We'll see you. We'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow, man. Hopefully. I'm really starting to watch PCG at this point.
It's Kron took down.
Yeah, man, big drop. 25.60 looks like a good risk level for this one. PCG.
Oof, for a second, I got 30s there.
Yeah, he's shorting NIO, Dan. Yeah, there's very low volume. I mean, on a lot of these. Maybe I'm being too picky with PCG here, but
Take it home with me.
what's up, the best? Good morning, man.
Ooh, no bouncing to the 30s. Just had that one
That fade.
little push.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, that's why I asked, like, what are you gonna do if it bounces back to the VWAP? Because I could kind of anticipate
It's
that
kind of
happening.
just slow for me. That's the only problem with me. I like fast trades. I like getting in, out, boom, boom, knock it down, and I'm done. It's when these slow trades where I usually just take my hands off because I usually end up trying to do too much. And so that's why I didn't really add there. I started getting to that slowdown point, and I get to the point where I just realize maybe you might be trying to make the ad happen here.
Right, for sure.
And so I was kind of gonna let it do the double tap. I wanted it to double top right there, come right back up to the VWAP, and if on 31s or 32s I would have got filled, that would have been perfect.
Yeah, maybe I think I was a little bit too picky with PCG. You can see PCG went right up to the VWAP area. I don't know. It kind of stair stepped up to the VWAP, which makes me trust it a little bit less.
Yep.
And so, it doesn't look that bad, but it doesn't look great either. May have missed the move, but gonna watch it still and see. If I don't trade today, I don't trade today. Not gonna force anything. Originally, it was kind of a long day at the open, and then it's a lot of these stocks have started to kind of come back down. But you can see this stair step here at 25.30, kind of finding some support there, which makes me trust PCG a little bit less. I think it's still a pretty weak stock, and it's bouncing even though the company's not doing great if you look at the daily. But I also think it's down so much already that maybe momentum might be on the upside for PCG. So we'll see. Gonna watch it.
All right, guys. This is really bouncing up strongly here. Got to be careful. If it turns around and creates that red candle, that's where I'll get the ad.
Yeah, so we get a little double top there for you. Yeah, this little stair step action makes me not like PCG as much. Um, the fact that it put in a higher low made me not like it as much. You know, with the fades, I like. I can use AMD yesterday as an example. I like it just kind of a quick move to the VWAP and then a quick fade back down, like AMD yesterday. But when it kind of stair steps up there, I just don't like it as much. Looks too bullish right now.
I might be a little picky here, but I want the bid to change up to 31, and then I'll increase my size here.
Yeah, I can pull you up.
There you go. Got it. All right, guys, gonna hold to 35 here, guys. 35 will be my out here, guys. I have an average at almost 33 here. 300 shares now. Added 200 shares.
Yeah, there goes PCG breaking the 2550s. Like I said, when it puts in that stair step, like there's certain little conditions that I look for with the fade. PCG looked good, but it put in a higher low and it kind of stair stepped over the VWAP. I don't like that. Like I said, I like a quick kind of pullback to the VWAP and then a fade back down. If it stair steps up there in a bullish trend, it makes me not like it as much, if that makes sense. So just got to move on. It broke over the $0.50, so.
All right, 35 here, guys. If you see 35s get filled, I'll be out. $32s on the level 2s. And right back down. All right, guys, 35s filling on the time and sales would get me out.
Yeah, I mean, that one actually confirms that risk level, which I think is good. Kind of gives you another resistance above it.
Now I just want to see this get to 30s and then 29s. All right, there's 34s. You flip back. Now you just pay attention to the time and sales. Don't get freaked out by the level 2. Pay attention to the time and sales. The time and sales is going to tell you confirmation of price point, and then you can respect that.
Nice, Yao. Nice work, brother. Good trade. Good trade. There's 33s looking a little bit better. See if that level holds.
Yep, just has to flip around. Become red right here. There you go. There's some little volume there.
Yeah, I saw 34s kind of flash on the level 2, but we'll see if that area holds. Like I said, though, that the fact that it went right up to that previous risk level you called out at 35 and then got rejected there kind of confirms that risk level, and it makes it really easy to just kind of follow that. It gives you a little bit more resistance above you as well.
Why was that my level, guys? That was a pre-market support. I don't have it drawn, but I always know where it is.
Yeah, a little bit of support from the previous day as well there.
Yep.
Yeah, there goes
All right,
PCG.
guys, just got to stay tight here, guys, and just watch it either way. This is why a lot of times I'm hands-off on trading. Right now, pure hands-on, pay attention, see what happens. You're ready on both sides, and you'll be able to get out if needed or hold.
Best AMA to use on the 1 minute and 5 minute chart to day trade. I was just typing it out. I like the 9 and 12 EMAs for short term trading. Longer term, probably 20 and 50. but I don't use EMAs that much, to be honest. I use the VWAP. I like the VWAP better. Um, there's a few reasons why I like the VWAP better, mostly because, you know, in day trading, you essentially want to look for what everybody else is looking at, and since there's so many different variations of moving averages, that it's a little bit tougher to kind of signal. The VWAP, there's just one typically that people follow, and so I think it has a little bit more momentum.
Couple shares going through there at 35s, and I'm out. Too much shares right there. 2,000 shares there. I'll take my trade. $37. It is what it is.
Nice
Trade
work.
doesn't want to keep going. You gotta let it go.
See the P&L?
Yeah, I got you. Boom.
Nice work, bro. I generally don't like using hard stops, no, Alex, just because a lot of times it's just gonna tip that hard stop, and so I kind of do what Mitch does. Like if it starts to approach my risk area, I just kind of have my hand over the cover button, and I just get out as fast as I can if it breaks it. But
All right.
it's all
Kron
subjective.
Up there at VWAP.
Some people like using hard stops, some people don't. I think it's all subjective in the market. Yeah, look at that crowd. It's up there.
Yeah, I'm actually really interested in it.
Actually, I got out of PCG here, or I didn't get out of PCG, but it kind of confirmed my original thought process in it. It didn't look like a bad fade, but the fact that it put in its stair step here.
Guys, Yoko.
ACB up to the VWAP too. ACB is a bigger bearish trend as well. All right, let's draw this out really quick. Risk 67s. Tight risk reward 50s. So risk would be 6 cents. Reward would be 10 cents, 12 cents, depending on where I got into it. Maybe it fades a little bit too soon here, but I wanted to calculate risk reward real quick for ACB. My account's not at 70,000, it's at 80,000. It's at 79,775.
I think it was talking about my account. And it wasn't at 70K, but
Appreciate the sub, David. Yeah, I was really looking at ACB here, man. It had a tight risk. Like I said, you could get in here and set a risk level of this previous high at 67. Reward level at 50. It didn't look bad.
trying to fill some here.
Risk
Maybe
reward.
take a chance here in Yoko.
Maybe a little bit too late for ACB. I may have missed that one. Didn't look bad. Kron kind of did the similar thing, but I liked ACB a little bit more because it didn't have such a big push at the open, and this is more of a fade than a rejection, as opposed to what Kron is, which would be more of a rejection than a fade. And Kron, the resistance above would be a little bit harder to spot, as opposed to ACB, where I could really use this obvious flag level here. May have been a little bit too late, and now if it does pull back to the VWAP, it's pulling that stair step move that I said I didn't like earlier. So we'll see what happens. If I don't trade today, I don't trade today. Looking at AMD, it bounced a little bit off the VWAP. It's continuing here. PCG, I'm glad I didn't take it. I'm glad I noticed that about it. You can see PCG, I originally said if I was going to get in it, my stop would be 25.60. And again, it just put in the stair step pattern here, which looked bullish, and it continued. So glad I didn't jump into it. It's kind of the same reason. even if ACB gets back up to the VWAP, I don't like it as much unless it comes all the way back down here to the 50s first. But it may be a little bit too late. Entry would have been there. I just wanted to calculate risk real quick and reward, and may have missed my opportunity with it, but it happens.
Looking right here at Yelko, guys. Michael, where did you see 76? I don't know where you saw 76. I mean, you can pull it back, but I don't know where you're seeing 70, 76, 78. Oh my God.
Man, PCG's running up. I'm kind of bummed out I missed ACB though here. It looked good. I would have been up about 8 or 9 cents already. Could be comfortable in it, but I wanted to calculate risk reward, like I said. Kind of kicking myself for not taking it, but it faded nicely thus far. If it bounces back, I don't know if I like it as much. Are we able to short on Thinkorswim? Yeah. I think you can short on Thinkorswim, but with shorting there, on Thinkorswim you have to have a margin account, right, to short, and so I think you have to have over $2,000 in your account, and you have to request a margin account and be approved for it with Thinkorswim. And so I've never actually been able to short. I've traded on Thinkorswim a decent amount. If you look at some of my older videos, they're me trading on Thinkorswim. But like I said, I think if you want to short on Thinkorswim specifically, you have to have a margin account. You have to request it and get an approval up from it. And to do that and to get approval, you have to have over $2,000 in your account. And I think when I traded on Thinkorswim, I had like 1,500 in there, and so I had to follow the PDT rule and wait for my funds to settle and so forth. Yeah, no stress, Michael. No worries, brother. Matthew, always have heard people having a hard time getting filled. On which one? VKTX. Yeah, I mean, I never had a hard time getting filled on Thinkorswim with longs. I usually had a decent time getting filled. I would have to get in. I only traded long, and so I would get in on the ask. The bid being the lower, better price for longs. A lot of times you're not going to get filled on the bid on any conventional broker, but at least not much. But I would always just hit the ask and just jump in that way, just so I can make sure I had a limit, but it was still quick fill. Yeah, VKTX is tanking here. I'm actually happy I sold my option on SPWR as well. I ended up selling my option way down here at 680s, and so I got it around the lows, made a quick few bucks from my SPWR trade, and I'll definitely take it. I'm happy with it. Been actually doing pretty well with options lately, honestly. Like almost every option, I've been in the money.
Cron looking interesting.
You can see I deposited this account with 175 bucks, and it's at 243 now, and that was like what, 3 months ago, so not a bad little gain month after month, just solely trading options.
AMRN, nah, can't do it.
Yeah, AMRN's dead to me. It's just one of those stocks. I think when you trade every day, like Mitch and I do, I think when you trade every day, there's going to be certain stocks that just don't work well for your strategy. The conditions can be ideal for it. It can be extended on the upside, fading nicely, A plus fade setup, and it just never worked out for me. And so there's certain stocks that I just kind of dub unreliable, and AMRN has been one of those, at least from my way of trading. I'm not going to say you can't make money on it, because of course, you can always make money on every stock. It just depends on your strategy. But for what I specifically trade, the way I trade, it's just not a good stock for me. AMRN. That's why I joke around saying it's dead to me, but it's just one of those stocks I've dubbed unreliable. And so no matter how pretty the setup is, I probably won't take it for AMRN. You can see kind of why, you know. Even this looked like a nice fade right here, and it just kind of chop city, fake people out over and over again. Just not favorable for me. STNE starting to run. I mean, it doesn't look that bad, GE, but it's just been down so much in the last few weeks and months. Yeah, I'm still in Tahoe. I'm just gonna let Tahoe work, see if it works. You know, see if it works out for me, John. Um, I mean, it doesn't look great. I mean, we still have like a month, but it doesn't look great. Like it's just a slow mover, but that's okay. You know, every option trade is not going to be green. But the last few trades I did, you could see the last few option trades I did. QD was able to buy a put option up here on QD, up in this area. Maybe it was before close, probably up around here actually at around 550, and ride it down, make a really nice gain on QD for options. The latest one was SPWR. Bought a put option up here at its highs at 717, 715s, wrote it down to 674, sold it, made some money, a little scalp option play. There was also TRVG. If I look at the daily chart, I got in TRVG here in August or in September, sold it in October down here. And the fours, made some money with that one. And so I just look for overextended moves and then just buy put options on them. If they end up running up, the only thing I lose is the price of the option. But I think a majority of the time, those overextended moves come back down. And so that's kind of my option strategy, and it works, you know. ASNS halted. Yeah, for sure, Jono. I need one that says AMRN is dead to me. You know?
Dead.
ASNS halted. Whoa. Look at that with ASNS kind of going crazy. It's kind of that time I start looking to see what we can find for this one, though. Man, big volume spike for ASNS. Still looking at ACB. I mean, like I said, this stair step consolidation around the VWAP is not something I really like. I like a quick move to the VWAP and then a quick fade back down. It just didn't give it to me. Like if you want to see the ideal fade for me, it's something like AMD yesterday, where it's like it doesn't really stair step back up here. It just kind of quickly bounces, fades, quickly bounces, fades, bounce, fade. This one I didn't like as much, and it didn't follow through as much. But like this one was nice because it's a quick bounce, fade, quick bounce, fade. You know, when we get stair steppers like PCG here, putting this little stair step right here, just I don't like it as much. No, I'm trading it on Robinhood. AMRN is a fade for you. mean, I think it for me at least it broke over the VWAP a little bit too much. But if I did get in here for this fade, I would have to set this level as my risk, and it's just not good enough risk reward for me in the trade, and it's just kind of choppy, kind of going up over the VWAP, under it, over the VWAP, under it. Just not something I specifically look for, but if it worked out for you, man, I'm happy. You know, good. Can't really hate on anybody else's trading. If it works, it works. You know. You mean Trader View, Kane? Do you mean Trader View? Like TraderVue? Yeah, I use Trader View if that's what you're talking about.
Oh, that GSM looks a little interesting.
I'm looking at it. It looks
not enough, maybe.
Right. It just looks too much like a bullish trend. Kind of putting in higher lows is the only reason I don't like it.
Yeah.
Save starting to break underneath the VWAP here.
Never heard of that trading platform.
Oh yeah, I've never used it. What's up, Tiny? Good morning. Yeah, I've never used Trading View. But yeah, if anybody's interested in signing up to TradeNet, I know their Monday sale is done and their Black Friday sale is done, but you can still get 10% off if you go through my link. I make a commission from it. It's one of the ways we keep the stream free. And so if you are interested in signing up with them and go through our link, it's one of the ways, you know, you can support the channel. Appreciate it if you do.
ASN shooting off.
Posted the
like
link
a rocket.
Which one? ASNS?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. I mean, it resumed, kept going up to 280s. It's not tradable, but doesn't look bad. Depending on how high it gets, this is kind of what I look for a parabolic move, maybe an overextended move, depending on how high it gets, though. See if we get any of that. No options for ASNS. UAVS is just giving it up, man. ANY. I kind of forgot about ANY. I mean, it held support at 7 numerous times. I think that's a reasonable area to look for. Is that $7 area? We'll see if it breaks 750 now as well.
There you go, Missouri. Get on out of here.
Hey, nice work, brother. Nice work, Missouri. You've been killing it lately, man. Good job. Yeah, there goes ASNS. Maybe a little 1 minute pullback for ASNS. But I don't like it as much as I would because it's upwick, halted. But yeah, look, Mitch, you can see the 1 minute pullback on AMD today, kind of very similar to what I went over yesterday. But look at AMD right at 9:55 for you right here. It's got the hammer candle and everything.
Yep.
Tight risk.
Slide a bad one. Definitely present there.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna look up ASNS, see what's going on with it.
Hey.
Not seeing any news thus far with ASNS. Let me see here.
All right. Any looking stronger here?
I mean, it's just had the merger for ASNS. So just volatility, I guess, but not really seeing much else for ASNS on why it's moving like that. Yeah, PCG completely turning back here. Looks like my instincts were correct with this one. Glad I didn't jump in that fade. But look at this thing run, man. Crazy, crazy move. Big move. A little bit of a washout long, really. Broke over the pre-market high here and actually held that area of support.
All right. Any getting some momentum there, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm watching it too.
I hit the buy button just a little bit too late. Didn't get filled there at 750s. Saw that pull back there in the 30s. Was interested. Was wanting it to come back a little bit underneath VWAP and hang at the 40s. I know, Marley. Don't worry. I'm almost done. Almost done, big man.
VOD. Yeah, I was watching VOD this morning. I forgot about it though, to be honest. Little choppiness. Kind of moving up though. Maybe testing that previous high of the day at 2111, 2110 for VOD. Save, giving it back. AMD, we'll see if it bounces off the VWAP here. Bounced off of it twice already this morning. There goes the VOD breaking that high. You're in AMRN for the fade. Hey, good work, brother. It's fading nicely for you. It's dropping. HIBB popping up on my scanners. HIBB's trying. ASNS, we'll see what it does here. I mean, yeah, man. Dex, I don't like it. I just don't like that stock. You know, there's certain stocks I just don't like. You know, may have to do some back testing on it. I used to hate AMD, but once I back tested it, you know, shows actually some promise there. Not a bad VWAP bounce there for VOD, but we'll see what ASNS does here. Yeah, just not seeing much I like trading right now. Nothing really within my style. Probably going to close it down here. Shout out to Trade Ideas for being cool enough to let me stream their scans. If you're wondering what scanners I have here that you can see on the left side of the screen, right here, this is Trade Ideas. Really cool scans, really make my morning really easy, and honestly, a really cool company for allowing me to actually stream their scans every day. And so if you're interested in checking out Trade Ideas, I posted a link in the chat. You can go check them out. And as I'm saying that, look at ASNS starting to run here. Back up to those highs. We'll see what happens there. AMRN is just really tanking, so I know somebody's taking advantage of it. Who was it? Alright, somebody said they were trading AMRN. Cody. Cody said he was trading it. So hey, I hope it's working out for you.
In at 89.
Look at that. Yeah, I know. It's breaking down really nicely. Look at the bounce for ASNS.
Shoo.
It's going, man. UAVS. Yeah, UAVS, if it was about 5 or 10 cents lower before it, if that high of this move here was about 5 or 10 cents lower, it would have been a pretty fade. But just didn't really, just broke up a little bit too high, I think. Yeah, of course, D Skizzy. No worries, bro. But yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close it down. All right, Tiny, you're going to be in class tonight? Cool. Yeah, so we'll see all of our members in class tonight. 6 o'clock, as always, or 7 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock Central. So yeah, we'll see you all in class tonight.
Yep, definitely, man. Wasn't the greatest day again, but hey, another green day in the books.
All right.
Keep it going.
All right, charts. I'll send you the link, man. Yeah, no worries, Frank. Nightbot. Everybody always hates on Nightbot, man. You know, everybody's always ragging on Nightbot, man.
Poor little Nightbot.
Yeah, guys, have a good day. Like I said, anyone wants to sign up to TradeNet, the Black Friday sale's done, but you can still get 10% off if you go through my link. It's one of the ways we keep the stream free. You know, we're always going to keep this stream free. We're never going to charge people for the stream or anything like that. And so, you know, these other stuff is just the ways we keep the stream free. So if you're interested in signing up to TradeNet, I just posted the link. It's a 10% off link. It helps support the channel. I make a commission from it. So if you want to go through that, you can help support us. But yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. And slow day for me. I didn't trade. But one thing I've actually noticed about my trading is that on weeks where I actually skip at least one day, they're almost always green weeks. And so I think my mind is right when I skip a day. I was ready to trade today, but I just didn't see anything that was ideal. I just didn't see anything I really, really liked. And so it's just kind of how it goes sometimes, guys. Got to stick to my game plan, stick to my strategies, and if I don't see them, I don't see them. Mitch had another green day, so far this week, Mitch and I haven't had a losing day. We'll see how tomorrow goes, and you know, hopefully we can have another green day tomorrow. So good luck for the rest of the day, all. We'll see you all later. And yeah, have a good day. Appreciate everybody watching. Good luck for the rest of the day. We'll see you all tomorrow morning.